Hello. Ah. Gotta get this stream started right with my sour green apple ghost. So I'm doing the post game of Pokemon Yume. If my controller will work. It's a Pokemon Generation 1 Romhack. There we go. I've got a generic Pokemon OST music playing in the background because I'm going to be using Turbo. So I've defeated the Elite Four and became the champion. I was just showing my Pokedex to Gramps. I've recorded 146 different kinds of Pokemon. Pretty impressive, right? But Gramps keeps going on about these legendary birds. What about you, Livid? Have you come across any of these legendary Pokemon? Well, you've really seen all 3 legendary birds. Yep, I have. You really are something else, Livid. Thanks, dude. Alright, I'm off the train at the Indigo Plateau. Oh, did you hear Giovanni was secretly the head of Team Rocket? For anyone will need a new gym leader. I think... Oh, me? Me? It's interesting. My Pokedex is not doing great. Okay, so let's do some easy stuff. I don't have a flyer in the main team. Actually, do I have a flyer? No, I don't. I was gonna say, because with the skill slot in this game, you don't have to remove one of your precious 4 moves. Your Pokemon can simply use a skill of an HM. It doesn't need to actually learn it. But then you have the choice of learning the HM if it's good, like Surf. Pretty smart. I think for now I'll put back Lemmy. And I'll pick up Spearow. Actually, I mean, might as well just take a legendary bird with us. Just teach it the skill. We'll take Articuno. Then we'll teach it Fly. And notice, teach as a skill outside of battle? Yes. So it's learn Fly, but it's... But it does not have Fly as a learned move. Very cool. I always forget Gen 1, you know, they still have their, like, health and status conditions from being caught still in the box. I figure let's go to Cerulean Cave. Just knock Mewtwo out real quick. So get this bad boy. What's up, just a guy? Must have missed it when you got Dio. Yeah, I did it yesterday. You didn't miss anything. I didn't stream yesterday, and I played though. I was a naughty boy. How you doing, Just a Guy? Also, I have Cliff Burton, who I'm letting get absolutely mauled by these wild ride shoes. Sorry, buddy. What's up, Belly? How you doing? What's up, Wes? I don't. Did I find all of them? I don't know if I found all of them, but I found a few for the video. I've been talking to the dev quite a bit off stream. This Romhack is very good. Like, I'm just gonna say it. Like, we're gonna do some of the post game stuff today, and it's more than you might be thinking. Like, a lot more. He's been working on this for a long time. You can't really find this anywhere. And so what's another crazy thing was that this and I need to sorry for people who watch VODs or watch these after it goes live. Just know I will be taking that into account more often now, because that first stream just like randomly got hundreds more views after the stream, like a day or two later, which, I mean, I'm not I'm not really used to that. And so I feel like there's interest in either the mod or me or both. And because, you know, I'm used to the old familiars, you guys. We just talk about whatever, right? But then I was like, you know, I really didn't spend much time like really talking out everything that I was writing from the script on stream. What's up, dude? Like right now, I'm just writing stuff for the script, because I'd like to finish this. I'd like to finish this the post game today. Why are you doing this? Chrome's being silly. Anyway, I'd like to finish this script today. And really, it doesn't need to be a long video. I mean, it could be like a 10 or 15 minute video. Maybe 20. I'm mostly going to focus on like what the Romhack is rather than like my playthrough of it. Although there will be portions where I talk about the playthrough. My point is, thank you for watching, even if it wasn't live. For VOD viewers, you're cool. Thanks. Hey. Did you have Alakazam? Is there a way to get him in this hot Romhack? Yes. So that in all the trade evolutions in this game have in-game trade areas, because basically you can complete the 151 Pokedex in this game. The version differences of this game are just encounter changes or some color palette changes if you're not using the Super Game Boy on your emulator. I'm just going to use a Master Ball here. Sometimes I only have much time. Okay, I got you, Billy. Well, I remember a long time ago, Critical, he was mentioning that like one of his most successful videos of it was just a VOD of him playing Starfield. And he was, you know, obviously he's like in a different realm of success and status, but even he was like, this is a very weird thing to have happen where a VOD just explodes. For me, for a you know, this streaming channel's only got like 150 subs. For that to get like 1,000 views randomly that's a big deal. I'm not too good for 1,000 views. That's cool. This song is so good. Oh, I want to show you guys something cool. So, I don't want to spoil it. Mewtwo stats broke the bars, yeah. Alright, so now that we've beaten the game, right? We're going on over to the store and sell it on. Every single TM is available. Every single one. You can buy as many as you want or need. Now, the only problem? I don't know what these are. I don't know what the TMs are. He says he had already had this on his list, but he wants to find a way to program the names of every TM above, like, or somewhere where you can see it visually. Because we joked about, like, I've played these games since I was 6 years old. There's only a few, like 28 I think is like dig, you know. Other than that, like very few I remember at all. But yeah, you can buy all the TMs. That's pretty cool. Because like I might want to buy Psychic for Mewtwo, unless he already has it. He already has Psychic. Maybe like a Thunderbolt. I'll teach him Thunderbolt. Because he's just going to be our, like... Dude, he's going to be our post-game sweeper. I think Thunderbolt's like 15 or 16. Ah, yes, 100,000 volts, rather. TM24. Ice Beam 13. Speaking of, let's buy that one too. Alright. Mewtwo's souped up. Earthquake is 26. The only thing that doesn't help either is that they change the TM numbers throughout the series. So even when you start to remember them, they switch it on you. All right. So there's gym leader rematches. What's up, Ian Kane? How you doing? the more you looked into the ROM, the more impressive it is. TM69. I agree. I had no plans to play a ROM for a long time, even though people have asked me to, because I have so many legitimate, you know what I mean? Like actual release games to do. But he sent it to me and I looked it over. I'm like, you know, this is kind of right up my alley. It's Gen 1. It doesn't seem too wacky. I was like, it kind of just feels like Gen 1 remastered, honestly. And then I tinkered around with it a little bit on stream. I think some of you were there for that. And I was like, I want to play this. So let's do like a gym leader rematch. First, I'm curious what's going on in Viridian City, or because like Giovanni's gone. And Rival mentioned that I could become, or like I should think about becoming the gym leader or something. I don't know how this would work. What's the boss, Team Rocket? You're hooked on the game. Can't wait to see Celadon Grove. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the reminder. Let's go do that. He's just back. Having lost, I cannot face my underlings. Team Rocket is finished forever. I will dedicate my life to the study of Pokemon. Let us meet again someday. Farewell. Oh yeah, that's right. That is a thing that happens. Gen 1 intended experience. Everybody in here acts like they didn't know about Giovanni, dude. It's funny because I feel like I see Epstein memes and everything now, even in things that happened long before all that happened. Like, oh, you guys didn't know what was going on around here, you sick bastards? You didn't know Giovanni was the leader of Team Rocket? None of you? Let's go to the Grove. That's not Celadon. Imagine losing to a child. Whoa. Whoa. I wonder what level your Pokemon are. Sorry. Imagine you're just like a little kid training in the woods, man. Just, you know, let's have a friendly battle, and then I pull out a Mewtwo. One of the cool things I like that I saw yesterday was in Seafoam Islands, I had ran into a Squirtle, which is cool because it's a game where he wants you to be able to complete the game within the game. Like you don't need a trade or anything like that, right? So it's necessary, but also like it's cool because it was late enough in the game where your starter still feels unique, right? It'd be weird if you get a starter and then you run into the same thing. It's like it'd be getting like a Pidgey as a starter and then on Route 1 seeing a Pidgey. So but the thing is he also thought of that too, because like what if you wanted to do like a Pokemon Yellow playthrough, right, where you can use all the starters if you want. He does have early encounters, so you can run into the starters early in game, but they're very rare, you know what I mean? Like you have to sit in those areas for a while. Sorry, I'm trying to read this. You can make it. So if you want to get them like at moderate encounter rates, you just have to wait till late game, which is nice because it's like it's kind of cool seeing like a Squirtle in Seafoam Island or in the volcano, which you'll see in the video, or I could take you guys there today. The volcano makes too much sense because remember in Gen 1, I mean even in Gen 3 remakes, they keep talking about this volcano, but you never see it. Then you get there in Gen 2 and the island is destroyed by this volcano that you never saw. I mean, I guess you could like justify it by saying the volcano is somewhere offshore, or there would be no reason to go to an active volcano, but you also see it in the anime, and it's like, it's just weird never seeing the volcano. No way you forgot to come here. Sorry. NPC told me he saw one in Route 6, and I finished one out before Vermilion. Ah, shit. Oh! That's where it takes. That's cool. Let's rematch Erica. Focus attack working as Arceus intended couples. That is true. That's a big one. Focus energy. He also added Swords Dance. Sorry, I can't. Gosh. He also added Swords Dance because I saw Charmander use Swords Dance on me late in game. God, nobody can learn it. Fucking. Fine. We'll. Misty. It was gonna be Erica, but it's gotta be you, homegirl. All right, so this is our first rematch. Okay, yep. Good levels. Dragonair, nice. He had forgotten about it, but we were just talking and I was mentioning, because he changed around a little bit of the moves, and I was like, can I make one request? Because I had a Magneton on this team, and I didn't realize it doesn't learn any other like electric attacking move outside of Thundershock when it's like a Magnemite. And I was like, I didn't know that, because I guess I just rarely used Magneton and Magnemite growing up. And I'm like, hold on, it doesn't learn Thunder or Thunderbolt? And he had already changed that to allow it to learn that, so that was cool. All right, Brock, do you want to fight too? Electric Pokemon don't learn electric moves is funny, yeah. It's very dumb. Okay, makes sense. No. Okay, I just wanted to showcase that. Of course, Onyx. What else? Okay, so Lavender Town, we can get the orange ticket because we got the Mr. Fuji Livid. Is your quest going well? You found something? Gave the Fuji notes that we got in the Pokemon Mansion. My research notes. I thought they had been lost. So you know about Cinnabar Island then. I do not have the answers you seek, but I know someone who might. Dr. Jabara was part of the research team on Cinnabar. Now he works on Mandarin Island. Here, take this. Citrus Pass. Okay. This is to learn about Mewtwo. This pass lets you board the ferry to Vermilion to Mandarin Island. You should find Dr. Jabara there. Cool. Let's do that. Using the fossils is not a Gen 2. There's a few nods to Gen 2. Whoa, Blastoise. I guess this isn't post game. I think you could have come here. Yeah, let me take this out of the post game section real quick. Yeah, the other fossil. Whoa. It's a pre-victory training area. That's literally what I put down, was like, this is a great area to train before the Elite Four, because if you're anything like me, you feel like in Gen 1 Elite Four, you're always a bit underleveled. Because, like, there's nothing I hate more than grinding wild Pokemon, and it's just because the experience, the lack of experience that you get, it doesn't... I'd rather struggle in the Elite Four, honestly. Now, in a little generation called Generation 5, they do everything perfect. Because if anybody is ever over-leveled on you, your team will quickly gain experience. Because they thought about it. Oh, I misclicked in Silphco, and I realized there's a max potion, and I think that's like a vanilla thing. There's a max potion at the foot of one of the beds. Again, I'm pretty sure that's from vanilla, and I was like, no way. I never knew about it. Learning new games from your childhood even now, yeah. The biggest one is, you know what it is, the Celadon girl. A tale like this isn't easily told, but some of us remember it well. What? Years ago, a fairy named Toya and Maru set sail during a storm. The captain had thought... I'm so sorry about the throat clearing. I don't know what's going on today. The throat feels fine. It's just like some evil force is stopping me from talking. But the storm returned, even stronger than before. Winds tore at the ship, and waves flooded the engines. Soon the ferry drifted helpless. At nightfall, the ship capsized. Only a few made it out. A tale like this isn't easily told, but some of us remember it well. That's cool. How do I get off the ship? If only she lived up to the hype and fire licking. What are you talking about? I don't know what that... If you're talking about that story, I don't know what that is a reference to, by the way. So help me out. Oh, you take 2 naps or something? Okay. The Mandarin Hotel. If you are some of our guests are eager for battle, that's pretty cool. Let's see what they got. Growlith. Oh, got you. She doesn't have the TMs. Probably because it's broken. Oh, that's cute. The dialogue, I also there's something that I appreciate about like subtlety and not going too crazy or not making the world feel like it doesn't belong. And Marcel has done a good job. Like, if I had never played Gen 1 before and you gave me this, I would assume this is all like vanilla. I remember when I was a kid, you know, when you're like little, you everything is edgy, and I remember kids being like, "What if they made like a adult game for teenage or a Pokemon game for teenagers where they swore?" Everyone's like, "Yeah, that'd be so cool." It's like, but now as an adult, I'm like, "That's dumb." Like, I don't dislike darker tones, especially for like. I think they should just acknowledge that they have a lot of older fans, and they could probably make a game kind of gear like call it like the Coliseum and the Coliseum games and stuff like that. They can make a little bit of a mature tone. It doesn't, but it doesn't have to be like edgy with like swearing and stuff, and you know what I mean. Just another post-apocalyptic world where you're stealing things from people. Self-code the Mandarin branch. Makes sense. I moved from Saffron. Go expanded here. Busy streets, sandy beaches, no regrets. Very cool. What's up, weird guy? That hotel was horrible. All the rooms were tiny. Dude. You couldn't afford that hotel. You could never afford to go to Mandarin Island, dude. You're just speaking from jealousy. There's trouble in the factory? What factory? Sorry, I'm busy. HQ wanted this report done yesterday. Meeting maybe next month. Giovanni telling you to F off after you humble him for the third time. I'm glad to see you here, champion. Someone's pushing this factory too hard, spilling waste into the sea. I can't let that happen. Livid, will you help me get to the bottom of this? Yes, I will. Has Lorelei of the Elite Four come to help us? We're saved. The factory out of control. Something's just going on. You're right, I couldn't. What's up, weird? The encounter rate's pretty rough here. Jeez, that's brutal. Which so my old card key doesn't work. Gosh darn it. What's up, Phoenix? Welcome to the stream, dev of the ROM. If you have questions about the Romhack, no better opportunity than now. Yeah, are you seeing the encounter rate? Yeah, it's a little brutal here. What's weird is it feels like it was just that one room. Because now it feels fine. Thank you for giving Gengar a fun move to play with. Shit. Marcel, was one of your motivations for adding the sequence before the Elite Four to give more opportunity to gain experience before the Elite Four? Sweet. You even added hidden items too. Well, what the fuck? Did you see that, Phoenix? Um, maybe that was because I was on turbo. My bad if it was. Believe a child. Now see his. Oh, the okay. This is like a Japanese holdout situation. A kid couldn't beat our group. And by the way, real quick, Phoenix is the factory. It's associated with Silphco, right? You saw it before, okay? The factory is associated with Silphco, right? And I'm asking because I'm gonna write. I like that bit about how this guy is like a kid could not have beat us. Team Rocket has refused to give up their attempt on the. It's inspired by Fire Leaf Green post game, but trying to link it to the Gen 1 stuff. Pretty good. Also, Smart that you made it optional, because obviously I'm here in the post game. Because in my Fire Leaf Green video, I talk about how I think it's just weird when you step out of Blaine's gym and then Bill shows up in a boat, and it's just like it's so obtuse. You're like, whoa. And even though it's a remake and not everything has to be exactly the same, it just feels a little bit weird to have that just pop out of nowhere. So I like the way you did it, where you get the notes and you just go to Fuji. I initially thought I'd include more Orange Island, Seven Islands, and might still at some point, but the truth is there's just no more content, and they would feel very empty. So was Team Rocket behind this mess? We're lucky we're again here to stop them. But I'm afraid the damage is done. Cleaning the sea of this pollution will take time. This island is my home. If not for my duty to the Elite Four, I could stay to help. And then where, I have your email up. Where is the... She should be available to fight now. Yeah, people like the mod, man. The Romhack, or whatever the official nomenclature is, I don't know. I'm new to this game. Not just this game, but the game of Romhacks. So, is she somewhere here to battle? Or does she have like a... She has like a house somewhere on the island because she's from here? I bet that's what you did. I bet that's what you did. Hold on, let me see if there's... Are there any goodies back? Oh, there... You dog. You dog. Jabara's lab, hell yeah. What's this? A trainer? You don't look like you belong in the lab. Fuji sent you? That old fool has sharp mind, but he never dared to dream big enough. Anyway, our work on Cinderella Island is behind me now. Here at City, Pokemon react to different sound frequencies. I know the answer I need is near. All I could find is hands on a Poke Flute. Check back later. Later on fossil time? Yes. We're on fossil time, baby. Leave and come back. What's up, Furious Kaiser? Whoa. A rare appearance of family, chat. Now, where could I play this flute in the right spot? No, actually, I didn't think about that. Rematches happen at the Indigo Plateau once the 5 main quests are done. Okay. So, how do we do Mew? Ah. The Grove. People like this Grove too, by the way. That's because this ROM has not really been. I mean, Phoenix could probably answer better. Phoenix is the creator, by the way. But Phoenix, like, what's the? Have you ever advertised this or like pushed it to anybody, or has it just been like a small group? Um, but that's why you haven't heard of it, Furious Kaiser, because it's not really out there. Anyway, the mod. How about Phoenix? Can you answer that? What do you hope to accomplish with this? Because like in my eyes, it seems like to me it's like a Gen 1 remaster. Lots of quality of life features added, such as being able to like there's a run button. See this run button? I've been playing on turbo, but this is turbo, but like without it, this is normal. And there's this run button here that you get immediately, which I like. HMs, the very cool one is like HMs can now be taught as a skill. So like you don't need to give up a move, right? And you can still teach them the HM, because in the case of Surf, you want to teach Pokemon Surf because it rules. You can still do that if you want. I'd say yes, it's a Gen 1 expansion, but also it's just like it is a remaster too, because like, for example, and you know, like there's better encounters, like but they don't go overboard. So soon after you beat, or before you beat Brock, there's a Paris, which isn't too out of whack because it can be useful, and you can get it before Mount Moon. Right after Brock, you can catch a Vulpix, which is normally you can't do that till what, the route in between Lavender Town and Saffron, which is desperately needed because there's like such a lack of fire types way before then. Oh, you're about to get exposure, so get ready. I've never done a Romhack on the channel, but and I don't want to hype it up because I might be completely wrong. But what's up, Gifference? But there's been like, you know, for as small of a channel that this second channel is, there's been like a lot of interest. Whoa. I don't know if I want to do like tell people how to do it. I think the way I'll do it is like I'll briefly mention things, and I want people to like figure this out themselves, because I don't want to like, I don't know. I think it's developed well enough to where I think it's kind of fun going back and finding it. I think Dimebag has Thunderwave. God, if it used Metronome for Explosion, I would have lost my mind. Gyarados can use Fly, dropping Pidgeotto from my team. Yeah. Get in the ball, you little bastard. Oh, you're cute. Mew, get in the fucking ball. Thank you. New species. So rare that it's still said to be a mirage by many experts. Only a few people have seen it worldwide. And there's also, by the way, this, if you guys haven't seen this, the stat screen, so you can stay within the game to figure out, like, because like to this day, I gotta write that, by the way. To this day, I will look up things on like Pokemon DB and Bulbapedia and Cerebi, like specifically stat stuff, right? Like you can look at their stats in game already, like, you know what I mean, with the numbers, but like usually that doesn't draw, like sometimes it doesn't draw like a full view of like, okay, what is this Pokemon's like, we're like really good at? Is it defensive Pokemon? Is it a glass cannon? Like, what is it? I want an open world game that doesn't run at 20 FPS 360. Yeah, the request for like the big Pokemon MMO game or like open world game, I don't know why they've never done it. Making the decks more useful is always a plus. Yeah, I think literally Phoenix has said that same, basically trying to make the decks more useful. Like, for example, let's look at the area function is changed a little bit. So like, let's say we want to catch a Bulbasaur, right? Go to Bulbasaur, go to area, and it shows their nests. I think this was in the original, but wasn't this done differently? Like you had to have caught them or something, or maybe it's vanilla. I don't know. It's Game Freak. You really want a game with 100 people running around. The game crashes, and then you get pissed off that you can't play your Pokemon with your internet boyfriends. Come on, no shot. Imagine if Game Freak actually tried. Well, you know what's so funny is like the success of Pal World. I feel like, because notice we haven't gotten like a new Pokemon game, like a main series Pokemon game, in quite a bit. Seems like they've taken the year or two off of development. I don't know that if the timing is correct for my theory, but I remember, there's been a million ROM hacks and Pokemon clones, right? And they've never done anything. Well, Pal World was like such a success that I think it kind of kicked them, and they go, whoa, I don't think we could just like crank out slop and people will just like eat it up. Because the continued defense of Scarlet and Violet to me is proof that like you can just literally, you could have a Pokemon fuck you version and people would buy it. You could do Pokemon fuck you version and people would be like, it's actually great. The continued defense is sad. Yeah, and like I don't, they think that these arguments get better because they're like, well, on the Switch 2 it runs better. Okay, so from the date before the Switch 2 came out, you also defended that no, it's good, and you're just complaining, and like these worlds are just too big and too detailed. It's like if you play Scarlet and Violet and think that that world is detailed, I just don't. I don't even have the words. Oh, champ, didn't expect to find you here. I'm here on the Elite Four business. You see, we're always on the lookout for new talents. Sabrina spoke highly of a promising student here, so I came to witness his potential firsthand. Why not test the student yourself? Okay, fine. So could you potentially get Mew before the post game? I'm getting a little discombobulated with like post game stuff because I waited to do that part. It's fine. It's fine. You could get Mew just after Cinnabar if you want, actually, on replay. If you know how to get it, you can do it right after the Poke Flute. Oh, so you're saying you could circumvent, you just need Surf at that point, right? Because if you already know on the top of your head where to get it, you could. So it doesn't just suddenly activate the Poke Flute to do the thing after you talk to Dr. Jabara. You could have just done the thing if you know. You and your son watched the first 3 movies together. It's been a blast. Nice, dude. Hold on. What is? Where is the trainer? Ah, is this a reference to somebody? Who is this? Is this someone in Gen 2? It is an honor to welcome you here. I am Will, Sabrina's top student. Wasn't Will in Gen 2? Yeah, he's the psychic. Wow, that's cool. Replaces Lorelei in the Elite Four. Fun question. If the champion loses like Blue did, do they want to retake the title? Do they have to go back to all the gym badges again? That so Kaiser, that's so funny you asked that. I've like for I like sports a lot, and I've always been thinking like, how does the Pokemon League actually work? So it's like, do you for the rest of your life have qualification to the Pokemon League when you've gotten all the badges? Um, when you lose, how does it? How do you work back up? Like, why does the Elite Four get to stay the Elite Four even though they lose? Because like in my mind, I've always this is what I've headcanoned, and it's not really what is reflected in the game, but like I've done a thing in my head where I'm like, okay, when I go up. When I go into the Pokemon League, we're all in a big tournament, and the Elite Four happens to be because there's no other way in my brain to make it work. But like when I'm battling in the Elite Four, those are just my matchups in the tournament, and it's single elimination, and we beat each other, and then you're battling for like it's like an open one of those like Grand Prix tournaments. You know, that's how I've always headcanoned it, even though that's not how it works. But that's a good question because I've always wondered that. With custom sprites based on early designs, nice, dude. Okay, I'm gonna see how. I want to see what you give his team, because instead of the Zatus, what do you give him? Mr. Mime. Okay, okay. So would you? Is it? If I were to say it's a, and the sprite is based off early beta concepts, is that would that be an accurate statement? I know this is really random, but Phoenix is French, and your English is like better than my English. Your written English is better than my written English. So I think it takes a lot to make an English Romhack when that's not your first language. How did you learn English so well? You had help for the sprites, okay. But you said it's based on his early design. So whoever you got help from, the inspiration was from like early beta concepts. I also like that all of these side missions where the Elite Four go, they're in their logical locations. Like Agatha, Bruno was at the fighting dojo. Agatha's in the Pokemon Tower. How dare you? This tower is sacred to all the trainers. You would turn the resting place. I fucking love this ROM hack. That, oh my god, that is exactly what everybody thinks. That has to be what everybody thinks when they play Gen 2, right? Obviously I'm not the only one. That is the right event for Agatha. One, she's in the right location. Two, that scratches an itch that I've always had. Similar to the Kaiser's thing about how the Pokemon League works. Whenever I would see the Pokemon Tower in Gen 2, it's like, it doesn't matter where you're from, what culture you're from. It's like, you know, this is a place, like it's a place of rest for the dead. You know what I mean? It's crazy that they turned it into what they did. Oh, wow. The levels are updated. Intruders enter home. What the fuck? Do I need to kill this thing? So was Agatha putting in these, is this Agatha's doing? I'm assuming I'm just gonna make an assumption you can't catch these, right? Because they're like ghost Pokemon. They're kind of like the Cubone. Great Tower in Goldenrod was also a tower. Don't think it was resting place. More like towers for Ho-Oh in Lugia. No, man. No, man. I'm saying, like, if you've played Generation 1 and you go to the Pokemon Tower, you know that it's like a graveyard. It's a shrine area. I'm not saying I thought all towers... I'm not saying I thought all towers in the world were that. I think I prevented to catch them, but not 100% sure anymore. Let's throw one Pokeball, see what happens. Yeah, okay. Spirits can't be caught, dude. Makes sense, though. What's up, fellow? How far are you? We're in the post game. I can read the tomb, thank you. We're not catching them all, no. I don't have the time for that. I'm trying to get this, I mean, it's ambitious, but I'm trying to get this video out like tomorrow or Sunday. I'm going camping on Sunday. I'd like to have this video out. Don't worry, we're catching them all probably in 2 weeks because my Pokemon printer came in, and we'll catch them all. The original, on the old school hardware, because I want to get the, I'm gonna print it out, and I know my videos don't usually have me in it. I think I'm gonna keep it like that, but I do want to be on camera and print out my diploma for catching them all, and then later on maybe I get my mom to frame it for me, like a little, like a, she's a crafty gal, Kaiser can tell you. We'll frame it, and then I can put it on the wall behind me. And then we could do it again for Gen 2 if that video does well. Because that video is going to take like some time. And I got to figure out how to do the narrative of that video. Like, I guess I could just talk about, you know, I don't know, which ones are harder to get. Because I'm sure the Safari Zone will be a fucking nightmare. I'm almost done with the video ripping apart Dunsparce and Mega Dragonite. I'll watch it because I've been having to battle the I've been battling the Dragonite defenders because they are wrong. You guys are so wrong about Mega Dragonite. People who like it. My favorite is when people point out things that I never misunderstood in the first place. Because they'll be like, yeah, but it's got wings like Dragonair. And I go, I get it. I understand. I know what they were doing. It also doesn't make sense that you'd make a reference to a previous evolution when it's supposed to be a mega evolution, but okay. I always love that kind of like argumentation where it's like, these concepts are just too big for you to understand. The last time I remember it is in dude, like Star Wars prequel defenders. They love that. They go, oh, you just don't get what George Lucas was. You just don't even get it. You would have had to play these 16 games, read these 5 books, read this full scale novel, read that manga that came out 15 years after the movie did. Then you could have understood it. You feel so targeted? Good. I want all of you to feel uncomfortable. Anybody who likes Mega Dragonite, you're on my list. Of things I would never do violence to, and more like a thing I would just criticize people for. Sorry, this sounded bad. Being on a list. Another Safari. Well, in the Gen 1 video, although technically shiny Pokemon kind of do exist in Gen 1. I know it sounds weird, but they kind of do. You just don't know until Gen 2. We won't run into another shiny because I'll be playing the Gen 1 games. George Lucas Copium, yeah. That's over time he's like the prequels largely because of I think even if the sequels didn't exist though, the prequels would still just over time get a better reputation because like yes, there are haters that they just hate anything, right? Oftentimes they're a small minority. People who didn't like the prequels aren't going to sit around for decades. Because even me, like, I'll bring it up here and there, but I don't, like, go and write and do constant videos over and over and over again, hating on them, right? People who like a thing, it's an endless reservoir of passion from them. So what happens over time is like usually things that are reviled or despised, if they have like a loyal fan base, over time you'll feel like a narrative shift because they will be very vocal over a long period of time. Whereas people who don't care for a thing, they don't have the passion or the will to want to just constantly talk about something they don't like. That's my theory. So over time, the prequels are always going to recover, but like I don't think any of the criticisms of the movies, because a lot of the prequel games and media outside the movies is awesome. It is awesome. Like when I play Battlefront, yes, I love playing prequel era stuff because it is sweet. Liv is just mad he doesn't have glorious wings on his head. Star Wars fans like the universe is all encompassing in the way certain people just like them as popcorn films and other people like regular media dig into why it's bad. But notice that Red Letter Media, they made their videos and they moved on, right? They made the Plinkett reviews and they moved on, and they only ever commented on it in retrospect when they're watching another Star Wars media product. People who love the prequels, they make entire channels about it. You know what I mean? And when you have people willing to watch that content for a long time, there will be a sense of like, you know, I think we judge the prequels too harshly. It's like, no, all the same criticisms exist. So remember the Elite Four, it is my duty to keep. I tracked the Pokemon here, but it fled deeper inside. I could use your assistance, champion. Okay, let's do it. I actually made my own monster design with glorious wings. I hope it makes. Prequels have some goofy storytelling, but those lightsaber fights are the best. Prequels have. Okay. I will argue that I even don't love the lightsaber fights because they're so choreographed. It's almost like over choreographed. Like I remember George made a big stick about that. It's like, oh, these are like, we have the best choreography. When I look at the fight with Luke and Vader in Empire Strikes Back, like, did we need crazy flipsy doozies and all this other nonsense? There was like these moments of like pause and silence, and there's tension, and you just, as the audience, like, even though you know what happens later in the third movie, it's like you're still like, oh my god, how is Luke gonna get out of this one? It's intense. It's you're afraid. Okay, here's another for people who missed it. Let's teach a skill to a Pokemon. We're gonna do strength. We're gonna teach it to Dio. We're gonna teach it as a skill, which does not take a move from him. What's up, Jose? What's my current team? It's a little bit mixed up right now because we're doing post game, but we have Rhodes, the Ninetales, Dio, hold on. We have Dio, the Nidoking, Dimebag, the Alakazam, which is possible in this Romhack without trading, Ozzy, the Blastoise. And then in the box, I have, I forget my other two. But due to needing Fly, I needed to switch it up. The prequels have problems. The only thing that may have changed is the bar sunk solo. That's what I agree with. And even I fall victim to the argumentation of the sequels are so bad that I do kind of like the prequels now, but like I don't think that's a real argument. Let's handle this together. What is this? What are we fighting together? Charizard, okay. Can I catch it? Can I catch it? What if I give him a little Thunder Wave and try to catch this? When the prequels slow down, they make cinematic magic. The opera scene is the best example. The opera scene. You mean when talking about Dark Plagueis? You also have to remove yourself as a fan sometimes, because like as an audience member, that story kind of feels like, okay, you're hearing about this character, but you never see it on screen. Is Machamp still garbage in this? I don't know. I don't think he overhauled. Oh, Lance caught the Charizard. Nice. Cool. Yeah, sorry, I was typing. I like to do my scripts sometimes when I'm playing. For a video like this, I could do it while I'm playing. Other times I want to, like, you know, obviously I'm playing on turbo. The point of this video is I want to showcase what it has to offer. I don't need to, like, and this is what happened in the Brock battle. You know, I don't need to do all that. So I could play certain things on turbo, and I've been slowing down. Nice, you can fly to Mandarin Island. I like that. So what do we... Yeah. This game is actually playing into plot elements, like why Lance has a Charizard. Man, that's cool. Yes. This Romhack does that several times. One of my favorites was back in the Pokemon Tower. You know, in Gen 2, I was turned into a radio station. Well, that always bothered me as a kid, because I was like, man, that's kind of offensive a little bit, right? It's not, you know, there's like, that's where Pokemon are laid to rest. They turn into a radio tower, and sure enough, Agatha goes there. She's pissed off about it, and the spirits of the tower are like revolting, and then Yeah, it's just cool. Let's try atheist. Shit. By the way, this is what do they call this place? The battle hall. Phoenix, are you still there? What can you not gain experience in the battle hall? Because I think I did a few battles up here, and I don't think it was for experience, right? Or can you get experience? And by the way, where's the rival? Because I believe I've done all the quests, or maybe he's back at the lab again. It's a Battle Frontier prototype. By the way, I think you should, I don't know how hard it would be. I think you should lean into that, because one of the things I thought about was like your post game is so extensive and you can get TMs and I started to think about that, and I was like, it feels like there should be like a good post game, or not post game, but like a Battle Frontier type thing, but I can't imagine how hard that would be. In the lab or at the league? Like, where at the league? Ah. Yo, Livid. Ready to take your seat as the Pokemon League champion? No? Wait, what? But it's the job of the champions to take on any Pokemon League challenger. So do we call him the champion then, if he's gonna sit in the champion spot and defend it? Phoenix, are all the rematches in the Elite Four and with the rival, does everybody have updated teams? Work your butt off and get so far only to become a glorified seat warmer. No, Phoenix, I like it. So I think here's how I explained it. Once you've caught the legendary birds, the rival will return to the Pokemon League and maintain the seat of the champion, since we don't want to be cooped up in the Indigo Plateau. Although a small piece of dialogue, this does add a nice bit of context to why the rival would always be the defending would always be the defending the champion's seat. No, you and I think very, very similar. Because like all those little additions, I appreciate those. Like just a little box of dialogue like this helps. Because yes, why is he always the champion? You know what I mean? Similar to the original ones, but updated. I got you. Red is still the unbeatable champion in that game. Well, we're about to do a very special match on Route 1, Phoenix. Is there anything I'm not having, I have not done in the post game? I know that was a mistype, but Chomo. Where is this guy? Yes, I knew about Professor Oak, but is there anything else I haven't done? Because I can finish this video, or sorry, start doing the video after this. I'd really like to have it out before I go camp. Oh, shit. Y'all ready? Can I battle him as many times as I want? Oh wait, does he have a fucking like a competitive team? Because as soon as I see Tauros, I'm like, hold on, what's going on? Well, Phoenix, the reason why I ask is I want to have it in the video. So if there's anything else, I'm basically going to be done after this fight. Oh wait, hold on. No, sorry. I know what you're talking about. Never mind. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Is the Tauros a manga reference? It might be. You'd love a new theme song for here. Are there any beta theme songs that were never used? Maybe that could be one of them. Ah, so did you program that he would have the starter not chosen? Another trainer from Pallet Town too. She defeated the elite. Fuck, that's. Oh, that's smart too, dude. I know that. Yeah, that's. The pre-coded team that's not available. Yeah. So I almost wonder if I would end the video on the oak fight and then say, like, we could walk to this we could walk here, and I end the video on just having one thing left that's not spoiled in the video. You know what I mean? Like, I could end the video right here. Like, we can do it on stream because you guys are special. Fuck. It does appear to be Mount Silver, yeah, which would make sense because these are connected areas that you would never see in Gen 1, but that is connected. Oh, shit. Hmm. Did you? Would you hide in here, dude? No, you hit something. I can't do like the movement press. It's not it's not the emulator's fault or the Romhack's fault. It's mine. Well, not my. It's nobody's fault. There we go. Okay, nothing. The way that this controller is like it's very. I can't do that like subtle press where you just move where you're facing rather than move the character. Damn it. I recognize those steps. I don't mind the one-to-one like I don't mind the one-to-one nature because it like for example the you could just do little things like either add or remove little tiny things to just because there's a passage of time and it's only 2 years difference, right? Is it 2 or 3 years difference from Gen 1 to Gen 2? So you don't need to do anything too crazy, but like for example your the Mount Moon area, um I don't know, it looks like it should. What the fuck? Well, I have to let that ride because that'll probably be the outro of the video. I'll be right back. Sorry to tease you guys. All right, sorry for the tease. Ooh, you played Diamond. Why'd you do that to yourself? Yellow's a girl? I guess that is right? I have the mangas, but I never read them. I want to. I started reading it, and I got to a part where there's a part where Red's, I think like Ivysaur or Bulbasaur, chops an Arbok in half. That was pretty fucking sweet. This is not good. Oh god. God! You fucking kidding me, dude? Is a plot twist in the manga too? Okay. But it fit. Why? Oh, cause mist. Fuck me. How much PP does it have with soft boiled? Oh, I'm dead. Infinite? Are you shitting me? What do you mean? Like opponents have infinite PP? I didn't know that. Well, I guess It was never meant to be. Is there a post-credit scene after this? Do you have another post-credit scene, or is it just whatever? They just say like, "Cool battle, friend." Oh! We're still in it. I'm not missing much at this point. Okay. What do you guys think? Should I put this in the video, or should I leave people with like one thing that I haven't like talked about? Michu said no, this cannot be my destiny. Pikachu, fuck. Psh, never mind, I wasn't worried. A heart so true. Together, you and your Pokemon can face every challenge. It's alright, I use the strongest Pokemon in the game, it's alright. I see what you did with the dialogue. You cute bastard. Okay. Well, that is Pokemon Yume. Probably knock out this script. It won't be terribly long, you know? Nice 10, 15, 20-minute video maybe. I still like I wonder how I want to do it. Do I be vague so people can discover things for themselves, or do I just like, because I really want to talk about the things I like a lot, like for example the Agatha mission. But I think other references I could just be a little bit more vague about and people can discover on their own. Maybe tease a trainer waiting atop Mount Silver. I don't know. Well, I think I can get cute after the Professor Oak battle. I'm going to say something like, oh, and then Route 28 is opened up. But I'll leave that for you to discover, right? And then maybe this could be like the final shot like this. Like maybe we could just have it like this in the background or something. Keep Yellow secret for the video. Okay, I like that. Let's do that. I could use that image where I saved next to Yellow, but before I talk to her, and then people might be like, wait, is that? And then they might want to go find out themselves. But, okay, so that's Pokemon Yume. I'm going to get started on this video. I will be back on Tuesday, because I think Monday I'll be busy. Yeah, I'll be busy. I'm going camping Sunday, coming back Monday, but I'll be like busy packing up, coming back to the house and everything. So Tuesday, I believe I'm going to start the Pokemon World Tournament video. So yeah, that'll be cool. And then after that, I'll do the completing the Gen 1 Pokedex on original hardware video. Still don't know about the video title, but I'll work on that. I have time. It's from YouTube. Oh, here, I'll do that for you right before I get off. Hold on. He's about to, never mind. I thought of a cool, what if, because like, what if the ending of the video is walking up to the steps and then it fades away. That's what I want to do. All right, we'll go like this. And it's going to fade like right before it gets to the steps. All right, cool. All right, guys. So I'll see you guys probably like Tuesday.